So, Andy, what are we going to talk about today?
I hear artificial intelligence is part of the conversation.
It is. It is. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take the AIO attitude for AI. So, just like everything else, we're going to start with the dad joke. Ready?
Good deal.
All right. So, Andy, I hear old McDonald has artificial intelligence on his farm now.
AI?
AI.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good one.
All right. So AI is all the hype everywhere, right? It seems like it's everywhere. It's going to take over everything. It's like end all for everything. That's what I see everywhere.
People were worried. People were thinking, this little computer bot is going to take their job and everyone's going to be out of work.
I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. I see AI as a hammer. It's a tool. I could use my head and drive a nail in, right? Not going to get better at my job.
You could?
I did. I've done that in the past for some reason.
Me too.
But I think AI is a tool. It's a hammer. You use that to drive nails into the walls, or you can use AI as a tool to drive yourself to make yourself better.
So how do we explain the reality of what it actually is? I mean, if you think about it, machine learning, artificial intelligence, before AI was even conceived, we were programming computers to do a particular thing based upon inputs, variables, make a decision. How's AI different?
So, I mean, the way I look at it is just a very powerful automation engine, right? It does a lot of things that I can naturally do, but it has access to a lot of information that humankind has created all these years, and it's just putting them together. It's just automating it, making it simple for me to access. Well, it's just a tool.
I remember when we first had the project to use AI as a tool. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's a great hammer. It's a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. It'll basically work for just about any scenario if you know exactly when to use it. When we were looking at the emergency medical and
electronic medical records,
basically electronic medical records, the health data, we had a project that would allow the ability to extrapolate information quick.
Correct.
with years and years of medical records.
Yeah, it's a great example. So what does a person, let's say a clinician, when they have to go see a patient, what do? They go into the electronic medical record system, the EMR systems, and they scroll through all the notes. It takes time. It takes half hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to understand the history of a patient.
Could take days.
Could take time depending on the type of care the person is under. Yeah. But now what can we do with this tool is I can quickly get a summary of all the notes. Just the way it can take Macbeth and give me a shorter version of the whole Shakespearean experience. It can take all the information from the patient's medical record, make it, summarize it, and then it can let me talk to it.
What I found interesting, we ask it a question if Mildred, for sake of privacy, had a propensity to fall. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple medical records from 10 years ago that mentioned that Mildred had an equilibrium problem and was subject to falls.
Yep.
But you would never have known that unless you found those records from 10 years prior.
Yeah, so that's what AI does. It puts it all together, and I can quickly ask the question. I can say, hey, is this patient a fall risk? What type of medication they're on? How many, what is their mental state? So I can quickly ask these questions, and it goes through our notes. It's like hiring a master's student, right? It's very good with general knowledge. We put them in there. They quickly scan the notes. They give me a summary of notes. That's all there is. It's a tool. So I think it's not something to fear. It's something to adapt. You can use it as your assistant. So AI is at the end of the day, AI is an assistant for you.
Actually, the word is.
So you're the boss.
Assistant is key here, though.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, because when you train AI to perform a function. It's called prompt engineering. One of the key features that we did when we built this scenario was we instructed AI to not play doctor, which means that it will not give a diagnosis on a particular set of information that it sees that you're asking a question about. So in no uncertain terms is it supplanting the ability to basically instruct you what to do. It's just giving you insight for you to make the decision. That number 2 Phillips screwdriver, it's being exactly used for what it's intended to do.
Exactly. I mean, we took the same concept and brought it to a manufacturing facility. Sequent has been working with a lot of biotechs, pharmaceutical companies, and manufacturing is core to their being. And now how do I take the same concept and take it into a manufacturing facility? So imagine this, you go into a manufacturing facility and now you have the ability to talk to a particular piece of equipment.
Great example. The way we used to do it, we would walk into a manufacturing suite, a company that's manufacturing drug products or widgets or even screwdrivers, and there would be a particular machine that is critical for that particular operations. You could look through the maintenance history. You could look through the logs and say, okay, when was the last time that this machine had a general maintenance? When was the last time that this belt was replaced? Systems like that have always been around, maintenance and calibration systems. Here's where AI changed the paradigm of that just a little bit. Instead of looking back when the maintenance was conducted, you can have AI be an assistant to say, when do you think maintenance will need to be? When do you think maintenance will need to be done on this particular component? Where AI is looking at the history of the maintenance, it's looking at the manufacture of a particular belt. It's inferring mean time to failures of a particular scenario, and it's giving you the insight to say, I think maintenance will need to be conducted within the next week or 2 weeks or whenever. That's where AI is really critical for this, because it's giving you a predictive outcome to where you can make a decision on it. It's not telling you what to do. It's just giving you insight for you to best make the right decision for a particular ask, basically.
So it's funny, the example that you gave, Andy, the example that you gave is actually the difference between AI and machine learning.
Exactly. Yep.
What you just said. So machine learning is the concept where we look at information and make the AI better. AI is just the overall experience. AI is when you look at ChatGPT, you look at Gemini, you look at all these other tools, which are just tools. They allow you to talk to it, but in the background, the process that's running, the part that's looking at the calibration, the records, the data, what should be done, what has been done, that learning of that chatbot is what machine learning is.
Exactly. And it's learning of the chat box that's the variable here is the more AI is in use, the more intelligent that it becomes. And I know it's a scary word, but it's becoming more aware of the task it's been asked to perform. Now, this little bot is in a box, okay? It's in a box to say, you're only going to worry about maintenance. You're not going to worry about ordering new equipment. You're only going to tell me when things need to be worked on, when the expected next failure will be, and give me some insight to perform those tasks. And I think that's also where the confusion about where AI expands to. Mm-hmm. We tell it, we put it in a box, and it's trained for that particular function, and that's all that it's trained to do. Good. It's not trained to figure out what's going to happen in world affairs. It's trained to understand that particular piece of equipment for that particular function.
Yeah, I mean, I even look at artificial intelligence as literally artificial insights, right? It is actually looking at the information that it has, and it's driving me towards the question that I'm looking for. It's giving me insights based on the information that I put into it.
Okay,
so it's the insight. That's what's important.
So does the manufacturing technician have to worry about his job?
No, not at all. Manufacturing technician's job will become easier because he's going to use that tool, or he or she is going to use that tool, because they will be able to get insights that used to take them, whatever time to do, or stuff they might miss. Human beings are, we forget things. I forgot to eat breakfast, and I got to do maintenance on this machine, and my stomach is going, and I got to go for lunch, and I might forget certain things. But here, the computer is going to tell me, hey, my assistant is going to tell me, listen, you have to calibrate this machine today. This is its calibration history. This is the equipment that you need. This is the tools that you need. And this is the process that you need to follow. So my job actually just got a little bit easier. Now I'm going to focus on higher level things. How can I become a better technician? How can I work on other machines, right? So you expand your job horizon rather than, a robot is going to, do your thing. I think that's just the stuff of movies.
So let's you and I go back 30 years in our career.
Mm-hmm.
If we could have written a program that does exactly what we just talked about 30 years ago, we would have.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people cannot worry about AI. It's basically just a really well-written computer program that is insightful on what it's designed to be insightful with.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we could have done this 30 years ago with a very good logic, relational database, and understanding good programming algorithms, we would have done the same thing 30 years ago. It's just that the tools are available. The right tool for the right time for the right purpose is here in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading a book, I forget the name, but reading a book on artificial intelligence and its history. History goes into the 70s when computers were invented, right? That is when we are taking, at that time, we used to call it automation. What is automation, right? It's basically driving a particular result, feeding it a lot of data, and it does what we ask it to do. Yeah. It's the same concept, but now everything has gotten smaller. It's able to consume more data. So we have taken it to a level that I can actually literally talk to it, right? So it's been happening for, 40, 50 years we've been doing this. It's just a lot of branding on it is around artificial intelligence, and some of it, unfortunately, has gotten to a point like, my God, this is going to take everything away. No.
Okay, so we did this morning around, around the breakfast table at work. We invited AI to have breakfast with us this morning, just to engage in the banter or conversation.
Yeah, so we can
do that at home for yourself. Just invite AI to a conversation, talk to it, figure out if it's giving you canned responses or what. It's really fun to do. So AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me just add one more thing.
Yeah.
So we have also taken AI at a different level. We look at, in terms of contract management.
I was actually going to bridge right into that.
Yeah. So contracts are another area which require a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. There's multiple parties involved.
Yeah.
There's legal ramifications. There is process ramifications. So how do we help a company to use artificial intelligence to help them, make their job easier? And what it also does is there's also compliance issues. So AI can also help you with compliance issues, stuff that I typically miss. AI can help me with that. So, I mean, we are partnered with two companies, Agiloft and Ironclad, and both have invested heavily into these technologies to make contract management, which could be a tedious job, which could, where people can make mistakes, you can miss things, right? So it will help you make your job easier, make your job better. And Agiloft has done, a lot of features in their tool, which allows you to do, help with third-party contracts. You can literally talk to your contract. Hey, show me what clauses I'm missing. Hey, when would this contract expire, or who are supposed to be the signatories on this? So Agiloft has done created a number of features around AI, which will be very beneficial, and so does Ironclad. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah, well, as weird as it sounds, we went from EMR data to manufacturing data to contract information. Now, why would a company like us be in all three different variables? Well, one, we're a consulting company, but two, each of our clients has different internal business needs. Sometimes we'll work with a customer on product manufacturing, and then they'll ask us to, you know what, we're having a contract negotiation with this particular vendor for this particular piece of equipment, but they don't have a mature contract management process within their company. Back in 2018, we became a CLM vendor, a contract lifecycle management vendor. We've put in over 75 implementations of contract solutions. We've primarily been an Agiloft customer, which is a Gartner Magic Quadrant vendor. And we've recently signed on to be an integration partner with a company called Ironclad. Ironclad for 2025 is arguably their AI execution within this particular space is second to none. So when we were looking at our AI practice and we wanted to really expand our AI offering into the CLM space, Ironclad was the first and foremost right on the horizon there for us. So to CJ's point, you know, how does AI work within a legal department or a company that's, you know, putting in new contracts, negotiating contracts on behalf? The various times you'll receive a contract from a third party, you know, counterpart that, you know, is 15 pages long. You then have to read through that and determine your own risk analysis on that. What AI allows you to do is to build a bot, once again, an AI bot that's in a box that its only competency is legal terminology, ease, and it's not becoming a lawyer, but it is giving you the insight to say this contract might have a risky clause here on page 3. It'll highlight it for you. You as the attorney or the legal admin have the ability to say, oh, good catch. Let me determine if that particular clause is right for my business. So once again, AI is a tool. It's not supplanting the attorney or the legal administrator, but it's giving them insight to something that they would spend potentially hours trying to figure out if that contract was right for their company.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at other fields, we're also working with another company that has, they take x-rays and they run it through AI.
Yeah.
They are dental x-rays. So what AI is able to do is able to find any anomalies that a dentist might miss, right? Or what you do is it is actually doing a pre-read of the x-ray before the dentist sees it. So it'll automatically highlight a broken tooth, a chipped tooth, any filling, any decay.
Gum disease.
Yeah,
you know,
it actually can find a lot of things. And by the time it goes to the dentist, it's actually, again, the assistant has done some of the homework for you, and it's going to give you results that you can now build upon, right? So better for patient care, better for contract care, right? Better for equipment care. So all of these things are kind of what our role is, to bring AI into into our customers' workflow, right? Into their customers' workflow, so that it becomes essentially assistant in what they are doing. So,
So I think what we've talked about here is we went through general AI principles, the ability to have a conversation, medical records, manufacturing, equipment data. We got into the contract space. We got into the dental space. And at no time did that AI become the end-all, end-all. It is literally just the right tool for the right purpose at the right time. It's that number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and
or the hammer,
or the hammer when you need it.
Yep.
But I think at the end of the day, guys, it's an asset, and it's not to be feared.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So here we're going to do something pretty cool.
All right, let's hear it.
That's good.
Hey, it introduced itself.
It's introduced itself. So what is your name?
I'm ChatGPT. What's your name?
This is ChatGPT. My name is Andy.
My name is CJ.
Nice to meet you, Jandy and CJ. How can I help you both today?
All right. Jandy.
Jandy, okay. Well, we want to have a conversation. Can you tell me the difference? And
Sure.
Can you tell me the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence?
Of course. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. AI is the broader concept of machines being able to carry out tasks in a smart way, while machine learning specifically focuses on giving machines access to data and letting them learn for themselves.
Okay, so now we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to play the role of a legal assistant. I've been at my job for 20 years. I am at a startup company, and I've been handling a lot of contracts. And we're going to have a discussion of the importance of a contract lifecycle management tool. Okay? I am going to make a point. I say that I can do a better job than AI on managing contracts. I don't need any software. I can use the knowledge that I have, all my years of experience, and I can do a better job in managing contracts than any CLM software. What do you say?
I disagree. While your experience is invaluable, contract lifecycle management tools offer unparalleled efficiency, consistency, and accuracy. They streamline processes, reduce human error, and ensure compliance. Relying solely on manual methods can lead to inefficiencies and overlooked details.
But I know the business better. I know who my customers are. How can you be better than what I know?
Your knowledge is valuable, but contract management tools can process vast amounts of data quickly, reduce errors, and ensure consistency. They complement your expertise, allowing you to focus on more strategic tasks. Your deep understanding of the business paired with automation can achieve even better results.
So are you telling me that AI is going to take my job?
Not at all. AI and automation are tools to assist you, not replace you. They handle repetitive tasks, allowing you to focus on more complex and strategic aspects of your role. It's about enhancing your capabilities, not replacing them.
How can you be so sure about that?
Because AI excels at automating routine tasks, but still lacks human intuition, creativity, and strategic thinking. These are areas where your experience is irreplaceable. AI is a tool to make your job easier and more efficient, not to take over your role.
What if I make you more creative? I mean, if I teach you how to be an artist or the best lawyer on a planet, will that matter?
It would enhance your skills, but AI still functions as a support tool. Human creativity and expertise are crucial in fields like art and law. AI can augment your abilities, but it can't replace the unique value you bring.
But would you be able to understand the complexities of the contracts, the different clauses, the language that's used, difference between state laws? Like, how would you handle all that?
AI can analyze large volumes of contract data and identify patterns, inconsistencies, and compliance issues. However, understanding the nuances, context, and applying legal judgment still requires human expertise. AI supports by providing insights, but it doesn't replace the need for human interpretation and decision-making.
But can I rest better knowing that you are behind me? Like, what is in it for me?
Absolutely. With AI handling routine tasks, you can focus on more strategic work and rest assured the processes are more efficient and accurate. It frees up your time, reduces errors, and enhances overall productivity, making your job easier and more effective.
All right, I'll buy that.
All right. So what would you suggest to the company that's just now evaluating AI? Would you recommend that they go with an AI tool or slowly get into it? What would be your decision in 2025?
I'd recommend starting with a phased approach. Begin by integrating AI for specific, manageable tasks to see its benefits. Then gradually expand as you gain confidence and experience. This way, the company can adapt smoothly and maximize the advantages of AI.
All right. And does it cost a lot of money?
The initial investment can be significant, but it often pays off through increased efficiency, reduced errors, and time savings. Many solutions are scalable, so you can start small and expand as you see the value.
So, okay, so let me give you a task question. If I have 15,000 contracts, can you read all 15,000 contracts and then pull out like the start date, the end date, who the counterparty is, the contract type?
Yes, AI can efficiently extract key information like start dates, end dates, counterparties, and contract types from large volumes of contracts. This automation saves time and reduces errors compared to manual review.
You're making it sound too easy. Can it be that easy? I mean, life's always been complicated. Why do you think this is so easy to do?
AI simplifies complex tasks by leveraging advanced algorithms to process and analyze data quickly and accurately. While it may seem too easy, these tools are designed to handle such tasks efficiently, freeing up your time for more strategic work.
Okay. All right. And how do I start? What's the first step?
The first step is to identify key areas where AI can add value. Then start with a pilot project to see how it fits your needs and build from there.
Andy, you got anything else?
No, I don't think there's a downside. Hold on. What's
the downside? Yeah, give me the downsides.
Yeah,
everything can't be rosy.
Downsides can include initial costs, the learning curve for new systems, and potential integration challenges with existing processes. Additionally, ensuring data security and addressing any resistance to change within the organization are also factors to consider.
Resistance to change.
Yep, that's a key point.
That's a key point.
Absolutely. Managing change effectively is crucial. Engaging stakeholders early and demonstrating clear benefits can help mitigate resistance.
Could you tell me a good AI joke right now?
Sure. Why did the neural network break up with the dataset? It couldn't find the right connection.
It's a good one.
Come on now. You can do better.
One more? Come on, one more.
All right. How about this? Why don't robots ever get scared? They've got nerves of steel.
I thought they were nerves of fiber. Whatever. Okay.
Tada. Good one. Nerves of fiber optic cable, maybe.
All right. So this is called learning. Now the computer is learning my jokes, right? Computer? ChatGPT? All right. So, okay. So I think what we have here is an agreement, right? That it is a tool. And now we had ChatGPT talk to us, right? It's a great tool that helps us explain the point that we were making earlier, that it is a tool that can be used. And we talked about how this can be adapted in an organization, how it can be rolled out. The big thing is just, finding the right use case for it. This is not an end all for everything. You find a right use case for it. You do a pilot project. You go slowly. You make sure everybody understands what the change is about, and then how it brings value. And then it can grow from there. And I think that's what we're seeing in the companies that we're working with, is we're starting out slow. And then as we go along, more use cases come up. And then, we're able to use basically a lot of it is the same tool set. That's the beauty of it. From an IT standpoint, from a technology standpoint, we're using the same basic tool set, which is the tool set of understanding language itself, right? Deriving what a person just asked, and now directing that question to the right data sets to bring the answer. But the tool set, you'll be surprised, is the same. It's all available on the cloud. Multiple companies offer it. We use a lot of stuff that Microsoft produces. We've also used what AWS has. We'll be looking at Gemini and some of these other tools that Google is producing to make sure the most advanced, cost-effective solution is there. And ChatGPT, can I use multiple AI engines? Can I use Gemini with ChatGPT with whatever else is out there? Perplexity? Can I put it all together?
Yes. You can integrate multiple AI engines like Gemini, ChatGPT, and others to leverage their strengths. Combining different tools can provide a more comprehensive solution, ensuring you get the best results from each.
So, ChatGPT, how much did you cost us today to have this conversation?
This conversation didn't cost anything. It's all part of the service.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.